Okay. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. You are here with me, Hazel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're gonna get a little deep. We're gonna talk about spirituality. First thing I want to talk about is the fact that spirituality and religion aren't really the same thing. I don't know much about it, so I'm not gonna go into it, but that's just a disclaimer before we really get into it. So if you want to get into this and know more, then keep watching. Right off the bat, I want to say that I'm a religious person. I believe in God. I'm a Christian, matter of fact. And with the type of spirituality that I'm into, I try my best to engage in practices that don't clash with my Christian beliefs. And so that is what this video is all about. Things that you can do in your everyday life to practice mindfulness, to feed your soul and your spirit that won't clash with your spiritual beliefs. So if you're looking for astrology and star signs, you're not gonna find them here. If you're looking for all that crystal magic, you're not gonna find it here. So the first thing I want to talk about is the creation story, right? Because religion says God made the world, science says the Big Bang made the world. Now, I've always been conflicted because I am a religious scientist. That's simply to say that I study science, that's what I like, but at the same time, I also incorporate God into everything. Now, this might be a bit controversial, but I'm quite under the impression that both things happen. Now, you know, they say in the beginning there was God and God was the Word, and he said let there be light and there was light. I feel like a lot of the events that did happen back then have been diluted quite a lot. And so if I was to compromise between the evidence that science gives and the faith that religion brings, I'd say that I feel like God created the universe and he set the Big Bang to happen. Or in other words, to me, it's sort of like the Big Bang in his words. I don't know, I feel like God created the universe and he made it do everything that science says happened. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Don't come at me. It's only my opinion. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But I'm just trying to get the best of both worlds. At the end of the day, if I had to choose one, then I'm definitely choosing God because, he's the Most High, and that's just that, But I'm trying to make sense of the world we live in now. So, yeah. The next thing I want to talk about now is the things that you can do to practice mindfulness in your everyday life. And some of them may or may not relate to religion in one way or another. Well, the first thing is manifesting, or as religion calls it, praying. This is basically just speaking your truth, speaking your desires, whatever it is that you want out into the world. For us Christians, we say dear God. For the rest of the world, they just say dear universe. You can either say this out loud, as a chant vocally, dear God, thank you for this day, thank you for everything, da 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 da, or you can put it on paper. Some people write their prayers down, but I feel like for me I feel like manifesting and praying is one and the same. Just to put a disclaimer though, I do know that there are more than one ways to manifest, and some of them definitely do not relate to praying. But for the most common form of manifesting that I know, which is verbally speaking it out into the universe, I would say it's like a worldly version of prayer. But yeah. The next thing I want to talk about is meditating. Now, there have been so many weird conclusions on meditating. I don't know where they came from. I don't know how true they are. But from the research that I've done and the experience that I've done, meditating is simply focusing on your breathing and nothing else around you. You close your eyes, you sit in a comfortable position. It doesn't have to be those unrealistic portrayals of it on TV where you're like this with your legs in crisscross applesauce, saying these weird things like om, and chanting, mantras. No, not at all. That is not what meditation is. Meditation is simply focusing on your breathing just finding peace in it. You can think about whatever you want. It's almost as if you're sleeping, you know. You're not, you get the deal. But it's one way, you know, if you're stressed, if you're, you know, a little bit hyperactive and you're trying to find a way to calm yourself down, meditation is one of those ways. You literally just sit in silence and you focus on your breathing. You breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. And I feel like that's one of the most wholesome, serene things that you can do to just relax your mind. I feel like it's also good for your spirit, simply because when you do meditate sometimes, you know, because you're in such a tranquil state, your thoughts are slowed down, you tend to think a lot more clearer. Now that's no kind of magic. Literally, it's no kind of magic. All you're doing is stopping for a beat and relaxing. Okay, so that is meditation. The next thing I want to talk about is positive affirmations. Now, these are simply things that you repeat to yourself over and over again, like, I am beautiful, I am grounded, I am happy, I'm fulfilled. You know, and the more you say those things, the more they tend to happen. Now, that's not magic either. It's honestly just dealing with your subconscious mind, and there's a lot of scientific aspects to it which I won't go into. But the more you tell yourself things, the more likely they are to happen, because you start to believe it yourself. You know? Have you ever had a situation where you tell yourself something that many times that you start to believe it? That's sort of what positive affirmations is. And I tend to feel like it helps me as well. Do keep in mind though that things to do with spirituality, they don't come like that. These are things that normally end up really having a hold on your life in the long term. So, you know, as it were with manifestations or with positive affirmations, whatever it is, the longer you do it for, the better an effect it has on you. So if you went and kind of like, you know, just did positive affirmations today and then thought, you know, okay, that's enough, I don't think it would work. Maybe it would, but the chances are it wouldn't. Most likely, I think you'd have to do it maybe twice a day, once in the morning, once at night, for a week, and then you'd start to feel a lot better about yourself. I don't know, that's just what worked for me, but yeah. The next thing we're going to talk about is aromatherapy. Now, this isn't really spirituality, but I just decided to include it because it makes me feel good mentally. Now, there's not much to it, to be honest with you. Aromatherapy is basically the art or science of enjoying smells and scents around you. It's said to be very calming and soothing, and so things like using scented candles or using diffusers are huge parts of aromatherapy. Much simpler versions of it would be to use, you know, your favorite perfumes, your favorite smells, whatever it is. I think that can be very calming as well, which again connects to your spirit. I just feel like all these things that are abstract, that we can't see or touch, but that we can feel inside, I feel like they have a direct connection to our spirit, our souls. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is just how I feel. That is why I'm bringing up all these things that arouse emotions in us, positive emotions. So yeah. The next thing I want to talk about is nature. Now, God says we are all one, right? And the universe sort of has the same kind of idea. We are one, and you know, for me personally, I feel like I'm so connected to nature, to plants, to trees, anything of that sort. And this may not be for everybody. I feel like one sort of alternative for someone who's not connected to nature would be to animals. You know, sometimes we feel very connected to animals. We're animal people. We love all sorts of, you know, cats, dogs, squirrels, whatever it is. You know, you can be an animal person, but I feel like that's again just connecting to your spirit. I mean, I'm not saying that trees have a spirit, but I just feel so relaxed and connected to the earth when I'm around so much nature. It's just for me. And the last thing I want to talk about, probably the most important thing that you could take out of this video, is shadow work. And I feel like I've talked about this before, but not in detail. Again, I'm not going to go into it because we could be talking hours on end about this, but shadow work is basically going into your deepest self, you know, the oldest parts of your mind, and healing yourself, healing your inner traumas, healing your inner child, you know. And I'm not trying to put the blame on your parents, but usually it does stem from how you were raised as a child. Now, you know, having to do shadow work doesn't always mean that you had a terrible childhood. Sometimes it just means that, you know, when certain things happened, you responded in a particular way, and that's manifested into who you are now. And I think it's a great way to just discover yourself, heal things that you didn't even know were hurting inside you, to just become a better person altogether. And if you want a proper video on how to do shadow work and all the steps that you can take to take as much out of it as you can, then let me know. But it's a really big topic. You know, even if you feel like you've done the shadow work, maybe you had a few major problems that were like seriously imminent in your life, and you've done the shadow work, you figured it out, and you think that, you know, you're done. Trust me, you're not. There's always something else to work on. I'm just speaking from experience. There is always something else that you can do shadow work on, no matter how small it is. Trust me, it's a great practice, and I think it's good for your spirit as well, because it just makes you feel lighter mentally. But yeah. Hey guys, so I am currently editing the video, and I realized that there was one very important thing that I left out of the video, and that is journaling. Now, the term is pretty self-explanatory. You basically use journaling as a way to let out your thoughts and feelings, and to track your progress in whatever you're experiencing in your everyday life. And it just shows you, when you look back and read on it, it shows you how much you've grown as a person. It's just a great way to really narrate your story without feeling biased or pressured by any external forces. Your journal is yours, it's personal, nobody's gonna read it but you. Gives you a chance to express yourself in the most natural way possible, and the best way that is truest to you. This is what I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed the content. This is something a little different, I know, but I just thought I should put all sides of me out there, spirituality included. So if you want to see more videos like this, let me know. If not, again, let me know. You know the vibes. But yeah, I hope you have a good day, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.